What's going on, guys? Today we got a big video. I had the chance to talk with someone from Mantis, and I got my hands on the Mantis BlackBeard X. This thing is sweet. I already played with it a little bit before last night. Couldn't wait. The whole purpose of this thing is to train 24/7 if you want to, at no extra cost. I believe the cost of it's $350, and that just saves you gas money, time to go to the range, ammo. With the increase in ammo prices, for me, don't really want to pay it, so I have some, but I also don't want to expend my ammo for that exact reason. All right, so I wanted to break this down a little bit. It's a super easy install. Pull out your bolt and your charging handle, swap in the BlackBeard laser system, add the Bluetooth mag. There's a button here that you push when you download the app. Today I'll be using the Mantis X app. This is the app that you can use when you don't have smart targets. I don't have smart targets right now, so this is going to allow me to use that box. So what's cool about this app is you'll create an email or create a login, and then it gives you all these options. You got timed benchmark, compressed surprise break, secondary as primary, kneeling, reload drills, basic rifleman, for example. But the one I'm going to use today, just for the box, that's not a smart target, is the open training. So once you get to this screen, it'll tell you a few things, but once you're ready and set up, you're going to want to press start. So now it's ready, it's set. Turn me so you can see me, but the blue light's still on, it's still in there. I have it set up, okay? So now I'm going to point at this box, and that's my target. What this is going to do is it's going to show me my movements, where my hands are going, if I'm pushing or if I'm pulling. If I come from a low ready or high ready, it'll break down everything. Okay. So, as you can see, you saw me shoot. It gave me an overall rating of 69.8. And at the bottom, you can see support hand pushing. So what it means by that is my front hand, I'm pushing it. And you'll have the chance, where you're going to pull it. But that means I'm trying to force the gun out too much versus pulling it towards me. So it gives you corrective action, where you can go to adjust, and how you want to adjust. Okay, so here you can see hold movement, how much I'm moving when I'm holding the firearm, and trigger press movement. I believe the trigger press movement has to do with how much, obviously, your finger's moving when you're doing it. So if you stay steady and consistent, then it should be less, it should be more equal across the board. As you can see towards the end, it started to peak, which means I started to get lazy. So now I know what I need to work on, my end game towards the end of the mag. Here, this is my favorite part of the whole app, is it shows you your movement, okay? So the X is where you start, and then it shows everywhere around it. It'll show you down here at the bottom where you started and where you hit. I have it backwards. The blue is where you start, yellow is where you ended. Now in this video, you can see, you go down here and press play, you can see my movement 4 round 17. That's huge. So if we go from 17 to 19, the second round, you see it came up, came down to where I was pointed, boom, made my shot. But when I made my shot, I pulled down. Same thing, round 21. Boom. The best part about this whole app itself and this operating system is I can do it in my home. Not having to drive to the range, not having to find somewhere to shoot, not having to waste the money on the ammunition is a huge benefactor in today's economy, because not a lot of people can afford to buy ammo, let alone expend the ammo that they do buy. So this is available for any AR-15 and 6-hour MCX platforms. They will have more models coming soon. You can get, I believe it's the Mantis X. It's a laser attachment that you can put on the rail of your pistol if you want to train pistols. All right, so now I kind of broke it down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do another round and see if I increase. Make sure it's on. Go from low ready. It's more than 30, but it's free. So now we just ran through another drill. Same thing, by the way. My own target. I don't have the smart targets. But I got better. So we started at 69.8. I went up 0.3%. But my support hand is now pulling. So if you can remember the last round, my support hand was pushing. So now I'm holding it, pulling it closer to me. What you don't want is that. What you would really want to do is just, you want to hold it. You don't want to pull it towards you. You don't want to push it out to fight off the recoil. You just want to hold it. Rest it in place. Just like that. Now, we're going to check the score from that. Just that little bit changed this much. 94.1. Good shot. So what I did differently was I rested it in my hands. I didn't try to fight the recoil. Obviously there's not recoil, but don't fight it. I'm not pulling it, I'm not pushing it, I'm not sideways. I'm there. I stay there. I just let it sit. That's what you want. Alright, so now I've walked you through a couple rounds of training. I want to dig a little deeper into the app itself. Okay, so at the bottom, you'll have train, history, groups, settings. So if you go over to the history tab, it'll tell you a few things. It'll tell you how many sessions you have, how many shots you've shot in those 3 sessions that I have, 411. Average score of 77.1. My longest streak is 1 day. Seeing as I got this yesterday, I haven't really had consecutive days to do it. But it keeps you up to date. So then you know that you need to train every day, keep your streak alive. Goal achieved, 50%. Trigger control the last month. As you can see, if any of my viewers have played Call of Duty, the same pattern is on Call of Duty. And you can adjust, you know, when you add specific parts, it adjusts for accuracy, you know, range, whatever. It's the same thing. But as you can see, within my 3 days, pretty average. It's pointing more towards 74 and 72. Overall, my score is pretty consistent. On the next screen, but you just slide. On the next screen, it shows you all the things I was telling you about, like shouldering the rifle. 17% of the times I'm having trouble with shouldering the rifle. Not enough trigger finger, 11% of the time. This is my big one. Poor follow through. If you thought that wasn't pretty, check this out. So this is my last 250 shots if I were to be shooting at this target. It's pretty sporadic, right? A lot of this is just shooting around my house just because I want to. So if you were to have the smart targets, this would give you a more accurate reading, and you can see your grouping a lot better. So this is a pretty sweet app. This is a pretty sweet buy. I highly recommend it. I'm by no means a professional shooter. I don't shoot competitively, even though it's a goal of mine to start shooting competitively. The reason why I wanted this is to test my trigger resets and my trigger setting with customers' rifles, AR-15s to be exact. If you don't know and you don't follow me, I'm a gunsmith located in Central Ohio. Right now I'm doing repairs and Cerakote with plans to extend myself farther into the gun world, with a lot of goals to achieve. Like I said, I'm not a professional shooter or a competitive shooter right now, but that's one of my plans I set for myself within the next year or two.